All right, we have an excellent connection to YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I think we need to put on another layout next time, so we don't start with this. We start with us both side by side, and yeah. All right, so welcome everyone to our live stream, mimoLive Workbench, which means that you can watch us do interesting things, try out stuff, discuss with us, bring your questions to the various comment sections. I think I can pick the comments from YouTube, so if you are on YouTube, I can show your comment on screen. If there is a comment, there should be a comment, but there is no comment on my comments thing. Why is there no comment on the comments thing? Because I forgot to click on the automatically capture comments thing, probably. So I have to quickly fix this by putting in a media social media source and selecting, and now I have the comments. James Hutchinson, hello from Dublin. What have you got in store for us today? I was just getting to that. So we released a new version of mimoLive. Let me close my window here for the noise. Background noise doesn't have to be that loud. Okay, so we have just released a new version of mimoLive last week, version 6.1.2. I have to think about this because we also have a Photomagico 6.2 version right now, so I'm getting mixed this up. So all right, so what's in store today? So last release 6.1.2. You can get it from our website, and in there is something new. We have, as we told you last time in the last stream, we've done a lot of work on the color management in mimoLive. So colors are not now much better, as you can see with Achim's video feed through mimoCall, and also my camera feed here. It's much more normal. The colors are much more accurate now, and also to be able to take advantage of that, we've introduced a color lookup table filter in 6.1.2, which allows you to do creative stuff with your videos, or less creative stuff with correcting the color color input from sources that come in with the raw camera setting. But we don't have any experience with this, so we focus on the creative part. You might know this from Instagram, where you were able to select any nice filters, and the color lookup table is sort of like that. And today we want to show you how we can use these color lookup table filter, and how we can create our own color lookup table to do what we want it to do. This will be our first topic, and then we have then we'll see, we'll try to answer all your questions also, and then we have two more things in store if the time allows it. We had for a while now people ask us how to remotely control mimoLive over the internet, and I'll show you how you can do this very quickly. And also maybe at the end, Achim wanted to do a getting started with mimoLive quick walkthrough. The purpose of this is we have a video on our documentation, and the video in our documentation is a little outdated and we want to replace it, but we need a script, and Achim is doing a lot of this kind of getting people started stuff, doing the one-on-one coachings that you can purchase online if you need more personal support from us. And we need him to do 10 minutes or 15 minutes of this walkthrough, and then we'll make a script out of that and capture all the details, and then we'll do a proper script and do a proper getting started video, and then post that onto our manual. So that's the agenda for today. If we can get through that with the time that we have available. Achim, welcome. As usual, Achim is connected to me from his home base in southern Austria, and I'm at my office, and we are connected to mimoCall. So he is running a copy of mimoLive on his computer and sending his signal to me. I'm running a copy of my computer, of mimoLive on my computer, and I have another computer here to the side. Let me see if I can quickly show you that, where I can play around, which is called the playground. So we can, later on apply the color lookup table filter, and on the other side over there. The output from Playground, you will be seeing what's happening when Achim is trying to remote control this mimoLive over here. And yeah, so let's get started. Let's get started. So Achim, color lookup tables. Hey, let's say hello to a couple of people in the chat. Sure. Teresa, greetings to Oliver and Achim. Margonaut, greetings back. I read your email. I will get back to it tomorrow. Sorry for the delay. And we have someone called Editor on Demand, which is also an interesting name. Hello from Sri Lanka. We love it that our users are all around the world. We just had a order today from the beautiful island of Vanuatu. I don't know if I spell that correct. I probably botched that, but that's really nice to see that we have all these users around the world. Let me see if we have other people watching in Facebook. Do we have Colin Mulcahy? Hello from Dublin. Yeah, hello back. Matt Schultz. Jose Miguel Villegar. Hello, Jose. Someone. I think the Sri Lanka person is the same on Facebook, watching the same on Facebook. So yeah, hello to you. And LinkedIn. Let's see if we have someone on LinkedIn. Oh, the broadcast has ended. For some reason, LinkedIn doesn't like me today. Let me see if I can see what happened here. I can't, probably. Interesting. It's still going. It's still live. But, or is it not? Or it is live. It's still live, but the management page doesn't work. So it's not going to get easier for live streamers out there. Last week, YouTube had a big problem for live streaming. They fixed it. Facebook, I tried to stream to Facebook earlier today, and it wouldn't give me a stream key. And now LinkedIn says the stream has already ended. Interesting. Which only means that it is probably a good idea if you're doing live streams that you have your own live streaming solution, and I recently found out about Cloudflare Live, which is a very easy to use streaming service. You have to pay a bit of money for it, so I don't know if it works for you, but it is very easy to set up and provides, of course, a lot of bandwidth for large streams also, because that's, of course, Cloudflare's expertise. All right, Achim. So yeah, let's get started with the demo. And I have a special request. I want that you take my video, and if I apply the color lookup table, I want to see everything gray except for my t-shirt and the color on the background here. So let's do that.
Halloween creepy stuff.
Halloween creepy stuff, yes.
Yeah, let's see if we can pull it off. I will switch to my computer. Just a second. Here we go. And so, color lookup tables. We added a new filter to mimoLive, and we come to this in a short time. And I have an image of Oliver here, showing his face, and he wants to be.
I'm not my. That's my camera view. So.
Yeah, that's a camera view, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So how do we get color lookup tables? So color lookup tables in mimoLive are essentially a 512 by 512 pixel image, as you see here. This is the neutral color lookup table, so this won't do anything, won't change the image at all. But we want to apply color changes to that lookup table so that Oliver is actually only in black and white. And to do so, I will start. I will use Photoshop. But you can do it in any other photo editing software, of course. So open up the image in Photoshop, and I will just add the neutral color image to that image itself and drag it. I will drag it in the upper right corner, and it's important that the image is exactly in the corner, so it helps us later on to exactly crop this to crop this to 512 by 512 pixels.
Now your counter measuring making you louder, Achim.
Yeah, I did, because I can pull it down.
No, leave it as it is, and I will do the mixing here.
Okay, going on with the show.
Yes.
So I put the neutral color lookup table in the upper right corner, and now I need in Photoshop, because it's a layer based, and I want to apply a color changes to both layers at the same time, or at least so that everything is at the same time. In my case, I just can flatten the image or merge down the top layer onto the image of Oliver, because I don't need the image later on anyways. Now I can go to my image adjustments, find, for example, in this case, I find the hue and saturation filter or change. And in this case, I want to find my reds, or let's pull it more to all colors except the blues, like this. Desaturate everything, and you can see this effect is applied to Oliver's image as well as to our color lookup table in the corner. So maybe I can shrink the lightness a little bit to have a little bit more contrast on it. So here we go. You see the color in the image has changed and the color in the lookup table has changed. Now to get the lookup table as a single image for us,
can we get more contrast in my face?
Oh, certainly we can add more contrast. Here with the contrast adjustments. Here we go.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So if we are satisfied, we are going to crop the image, and we are going to do so by setting the canvas size. Now it's important to select the upper right corner to shrink to, give it the 512 pixels for each side, and of course we want to proceed here. Now I have an image that's exactly 512 by 512 pixels containing our ColorLUT table for Oliver to be in black and white. So let's save this. Next important thing is that we need to save it as a PNG file, because other file formats may not be read correctly by mimoLive. PNG makes sure that all colors are at the right place and in the right format. Important that it's not compressed like JPEG. Okay, so we have Oliver's color lookup table, and I will quickly transfer it to Oliver. This will take just a
that's
second.
going to be exciting.
It is. Here
are
we
you
go.
Are you sending it
to Oliver?
Are you sending it over Slack? Oh yeah, you are. So I have to download it here.
So maybe we need to switch back to your computer again
and send it over to my. Let me see how I can send it over to my other computer. I probably I should probably cheat a little here and put it into my screenshots folder. Hang on a second. I just have to figure this out. Let me switch back to here.
Yeah, here we go.
Yes. Downloads. I got it here. Put it over here. So now I can go over to my other computer here, and I will have in the playground, I can turn on the camera there as well, so as you see up here. And now I will load the, let me just put this away for a second and get to my color lookup table, which is here, and get that into mimoLive by choosing a media file and going to the screenshots. Where are the screenshots? Maybe I can go here. Nope. I have to go all through my...
Oh, did you do a screenshot?
No, I did. I just loaded into the screenshot. So let's see.
Oliver _LUT. LUT.
Now let's do it this way. Okay, now I've added it to my media list here, and then I can go ahead and add. Let me see if I can.
Or maybe you make the screen of the computer bigger on the stream.
Oh yeah.
So everybody can see.
Playground. Okay, right. So we have the. Let me turn this off. turn on mouse possé, which is a nice thing to do. So now we have here the little FX button, which allows me to add the color lookup table filter. Achim, which one is the one I want? Why do I have two?
You probably have an old one where we played around, so I would try the later one.
Which is the later
one? Try just the first one and see if it contains the
if it contains
second
our
one. Check what the pop-up says.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the correct one. So I switch it. So there's a couple of lookup table filters that come with it that show what's possible and that you're free to use, of course. And also you can choose custom, and if you choose custom, you can take any source here, which also could be interesting because you could animate the color lookup table. So you could make a color lookup table that cycles through some things. And where is it? Oliver LUT here. Take that. Why does it not apply? Achim, what's wrong?
Yeah, maybe it's the wrong filter again.
No. I know what's wrong. I've dragged in a picture without first having Dropbox synchronize it. So what you see here is that it still has 0 bytes.
I see.
To make available offline, which I should also do for the images I plan to show later. Today is a little bit of a
Workbench session.
Improvised workbench session. So now I have to re-edit because unfortunately, let's turn off my the mouse possé effect for a second here and find the media file here. You see it doesn't have anything in it. I need to remove that and then just add it again. Now I'm using drag and drop, Achim's favorite. Now you see the lookup table is there again, and I can choose the lookup table Achim created for me, and I have this perfect image for Halloween. Perfect camera image. You can also compare it if I switch back to here. You compare me here and up there, and you see there's a creepy difference in how this looks like. So yeah. Steffen is monitoring the feeds, and his comment is proper testing style today. Yeah. All right. Good. So yeah, that's I see I'm double in this picture. So yeah,
actually you're 3 times in the picture.
3 times, right? 4 times. Yeah. So that's basically color lookup tables, and as I said, there's a couple of color lookup tables in this package that we've created for you, and also this is the same color lookup tables that the OBS system is using. So there's tons and tons and tons of color lookup tables on the internet that you can download. The important thing is that it's this 512 by 512 picture format. You can also find the neutral one to get started with on our website. A link to that, we will add that soon. We were working on the manual entry for the color lookup table when the manual system had a hiccup for Achim, and so
actually I added the neutral color LUT table just before the show.
Okay, so it's there already
on there.
Okay.
And also I want to mention that if you want to use color lookup tables from other third parties that are not available in a pixel format but just in a data format, you probably can load the neutral color lookup table into Photoshop, for example, and apply the lookup table from your camera there, and then save the color lookup table in 512 by 512 pixels again.
Yeah, that's a good idea to do that. All right, yeah. So Steffen posted the link to the color lookup table manual entry in our in the comments section. So now we get to the part where we can answer some questions or highlight some comments. Jose Lega posted on Facebook, LinkedIn is tricky. The last couple of times I used LinkedIn Live, it worked very nicely. I don't know what's the problem today. The stream is still going. It's behind a couple of seconds, but it's still live, and but I just can't access the managing page where I can control the stream. There it says it has been stopped, which I don't know why that should be the case. Yeah, so any comments on LinkedIn? Graham Mulcahy is also on LinkedIn, so I think if Graham, if you have any questions, I think you should. Are you also on YouTube? I don't see it, but you're on Facebook, and if you are on Facebook, please post the questions on Facebook. And he already did. I see that he did have some questions there. Any update on layer variants being added to the API for Companion where you don't have to use the endpoint? We are not very happy with not using the endpoints, and the problem Morganaut can probably attest to that is if you use the index method to identify layers and you add or remove layers, then the index will change and the layers won't be able to control anymore from Companion. So we strongly recommend to use the API endpoints because that's a unique identifier that stays the same even if you add new layers or remove layers, and even if you make a copy of the document. So I don't know if that is intended, Achim, but I checked that and it really works. So you can set up basically a companion for a document file, and then you can make a copy if you have a different project. Yeah, so I think that is the better way to do it. We keep monitoring the development in Companion, and the mimoLive plugin for Companion is actually software written by some external resource, and but we will let them know if there are new opportunities that we can take advantage of, and they can decide if they want to add that. Colin also has a very good feature request. Any possibility of adding margins for some layers like lower thirds, basically allow push and so on to start at margin value instead of edge of the screen. I think, Achim, we've discussed this on the forum already. This is a feature request we have to put a little behind, a little at the back, because we have so many other things right now. But it's a good idea to have margins for the stuff. You can work around this, I think, if you use a background animation video file and have that. Oh no, the text still appears in the middle of the text moves in from the edge, right, Achim? We can't start. So we can't crop it for the text yet. But that's a good feature request which we'll put on the list, and I hope we will be able to implement it one day. And right now I have to really say, honestly, I don't know when we're gonna be able to do it, because there's so many other things going on right now yeah. Any more questions, guys or gals? Scott Lemon, also with L3 you can push on but can't push off in the same direction. Scott, what layer 3? What do you mean? Is that Achim? Do you know what he means with L3?
Push on, but you can't push.
I think he means a specific layer, but I don't know what layer you're referring to, Scott. Maybe you might want to clear this up for us. And also would love to see a cropping layer. You can crop stuff in a layer. Achim, do you want to? Can you give a quick demo of how to use the cropping in the placer layer, for example?
Sure. So not all layers can crop. We have some that automatically crop. We have. Let me switch to my computer.
Yep, and solo you.
So just firing up mimoLive again. Have quickly using a camera, of course. So the placer layer is some kind of a Swiss Army knife if it comes to the geometry. So you can switch to custom, and you get lots of parameters here. And there's also a crop section, as you can see here. So you can crop the image coming in and position it anywhere. You can rotate it, you can scale it. Yeah. And then there is another. There are the margins, or actually it's a little bit hard to hit those sometimes. And you can see in the final output that you can really crop things and position it right. If you don't want to do it manually that hard, there's also the pip window layer, for example. The pip window layer is meant to be a very easy way to crop the video to a specific dimension. So you can place it here and define. I'll switch this off and switch this on. You can define the area where the image should be with a frame, with the window, and mimoLive will automatically position the video inside that frame for you.
And also you can in this, if you have multiple variants, it will also animate between them. So
correct. So you can have it, for example, in that corner, create a new layer variant with this button here. And you will get a new layer variant, switch to it, position the image to the other side, for example, and now you can switch between those layer variants and it will automatically animate. Yeah, coming back to the cropping question, there's also, again, the different features, and you can manually crop the image here as well, or position it as you want.
So we do have the question if we can use cropping in a switcher layer. And I think we can do that because there's also a filter that allows you to crop the source, right?
Yes. So let me show this with the video switcher. video switcher layer. Here we go. Get rid of the placer. Switch this on. Come on. And have my main camera attached to it. So you see that's my regular image. And now you can apply a crop filter to the camera. So it's called scale and transform. And usually the default is rotated 90 degrees, rotated the other way, make it a square. So you can see already, okay, it can do also aspect ratio stuff. And there's also the custom option where you can fully control the crop of your image. All the parameters are here. So, however, beware that those are pixel dimensions, and so often, for example, the mimo call source isn't a good use for this filter, because the mimo call video dimension will change depending on the internet bandwidth that's currently available. So maybe you get a full resolution in 1 second, and then the next second it's just half of the image, and then the cropping won't apply correctly because of that's in pixel dimensions and not in percentage. But for any other camera, I guess this would be a great option to crop the image. And there's another filter actually that can crop and does, or actually, it don't crop actually, or did it do it? Let me see. The
the mask
filter. I'm not sure if we aspect ratio. Yeah, you can change the aspect ratio here. Yeah. This would be a little bit more complicated to set it up. Yeah, it's meant to crop things from a wall, and you're not straight on filming onto the wall, and then you can crop things from that wall and deskew it so it looks like you have filmed it straight from the correct perspective.
And then we have the mask filter also, which you can use in certain ways to crop.
Yeah, but it will keep the pixels around. However, you can make them transparent. As you can see here, though, this is predefined for a kiss cam. You put in a mask, all the black pixels will be transparent, and the white pixels will stay. And then there is an overlay image again. So yeah, you can play around with this, but it won't change the dimensions of the final result.
Okay.
Great.
Good. Very nice. Coming back to our discussion here. Scott says, I'll try the mask and other filters. Thank you very much. Yeah, let us know, Scott, if that helps, if that gives is a good idea. Also, we got the message about being able to crop animations in the lower third filter, in the lower third layer, and yeah, we'll put that also on the list, things to do. All right, we got Gustavo in the house.
Yeah.
Hey, nice to see you, Gustavo. Margonaut The problem I wrote you about in the email, I will apply mask and layer and stack and have the huge MS penalty in contrast if you would apply the same mask on the source of. Yeah, I'm gonna reply to that tomorrow in email. But basically, I think the issue is that you are scaling down a 4K video, and maybe you can use a video that is already in the scaled down dimensions. That will help a lot. With this problem, but we'll get to that tomorrow. All right. Yeah, so Scott has a lot of comments, but I think we've covered them so far. And let me see if I have more questions in the Facebook. If not, we can move on to the next part of our program. And the next part of our program is that we want to show you how you can remotely control mimoLive using something called ngrok. And just a quick walk through. Let me solo my playground here, and then I can start with the screenshots, because in order to maybe I can open this up in should I? Maybe, yeah. Well, we have a tool called mimoLive, right? So we should be able to do something like this. Just put it in here and then put it on this layer, starting with this, showing this, and then we'll have the solo output. Haha! Now we have a nice picture showing you all this, and I can talk about it. So the tool is called ngrok, and you have to sign up to their website. If you are doing this a lot, they want money from you, but for testing purposes, or for if you don't do it a lot, then there's a free option available, which allows you to basically build a private VPN. So the idea is, I have this computer over here. Just switch over to that. So that computer over here will run the ngrok client, and then it will create a URL that Achim can use from his computer over the internet to access the mimoLive remote control. So, and the way to do that is, first you sign up to this to the service. Once you've done that and logged in, they will oops, that was the wrong. They will give you instructions on how to do it. You download the macOS ngrok version, unzip it. It will show you how to connect to your account. You have to do that on the terminal. So you have a terminal command that unzips the ngrok command. Then you can use ngrok to configure an authentication token, so you can connect to the ngrok website. And then the next step is to use the oops, I have to switch here to show where am I? Letterbox. All right. Let's do letterbox. So to create this this proxy server, basically, that allows you to access from the internet, you issue this command ngrok http 8989, which means it makes a mapping for the HTTP port on port 8989, which is where mimoLive has the remote control surface. And then once you've done that, it will start the proxy. And here you see there's a, oops, I have to use this mouse here over here. Oops. Mouse. Do we have the highlighter? Light, something with light. No, flashlight. No.
Spotlight.
Spotlight. Why don't I have this layer installed? I don't have the layer installed, so I have to. So you have to read it where it says forwarding. There's a HTTPS URL that you can copy into your browser, and Achim, you can open the file on your computer, and then we can switch over to you.
Sure.
So switch over to Achim.
So here's my computer. We're already running the browser.
Okay. Oops. So
and you see,
he can access the computer, and I don't know if there's something configured on this remote control. There is. So let's put this back to this view, and now you can see on the top when Achim presses on the analog clock, he switches the analog clock live over the internet into my private network here. So yeah, that is basically how this is working.
Do you have a video camera configured, so you can show that even the preview of the videos works?
Oh yeah, let's do that. You can add.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the edit menu, create a custom button. Maybe make it a little bit bigger so you can see something. I'm choosing a video preview from which source I should choose. Camera 2?
Let's see. I think main camera one.
Camera 1.
Basically.
Okay, so done.
And now you can see.
Here we go.
It's lagging a little bit. Why? Because it's not live.
It's not activated. Yeah, you need to make it live.
Keep a live layer here. And now you can see that it's also going back over, so you can actually use a switcher layer and control mimoLive from far away over the internet, basically on the other. Scott asks if let me put that back. Scott asks, I'm currently doing with TeamViewer. It's not the same because you don't have to have such bandwidth, because you don't see the user interface at all. You can control mimoLive completely without the user interface. A use case for that could be, for example, you can use an edit button to edit text. So you could have some producer sit somewhere and feed, text from custom user questions or whatever into a lower third, or copy and paste any information from whatever source, and put that live on your stream, and that person doesn't have to be in the same location as you are, for example. So
I mean, TeamViewer works well, but you need to have screen real estate. Yeah, you need to have
and also bandwidth
on the. Yeah, and I mean the features you mentioned, Oliver, typing in stuff works with TeamViewer as well, but you need on your mimoLive computer you need a dedicated area where you can work on. So if you need people controlling mimoLive at the same time, then this isn't a good solution.
Or you have to have a separate computer that this person team viewers into to just do the updates, which is kind of yeah. So it's
Still
better.
works. Maybe
It's easier to
actually
do this way.
this could be done maybe even with an iPad. So you can run TeamViewer on an iPad and have the remote control on the iPad, and handle it this way.
Well, you don't have to use TeamViewer. You can use the URL here and put that in the iPad browser, and you're just connected.
Oh, I mean, you have a local iPad on the desk.
Yeah.
Connected to the mimoLive machine.
Yes.
And you run TeamViewer on an iPad to remotely look at the iPad.
Yeah, but then you could do the same thing here and just run.
Yes, then you need to have two computers. So in
No,
this
because
case
because you can just simply use the remote control on the remote device. You don't have to have a local device to run the remote control on.
Only if you have the VPN. But if you don't, you see, TeamViewer works around the VPN problem.
Okay.
So you can connect from anywhere to your iPad via TeamViewer. So that's what Scott is also talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now I get it.
Okay.
All right. Good. So that's ngrok, and we will also put now that I know how it works, I will, and how easy it is, I will put some screenshots on the documentation and on the manual page, and set up a quick page explaining how to use this with remote control surface, and so that's a good thing. So let's see if we have more questions. Well, do we have more questions? Not currently. No questions in the Facebook. No, I've done something that I can't undo. Okay. So I don't see any questions in Facebook. I think we are all caught up with the comments on YouTube. And LinkedIn, there's no questions on LinkedIn. So Achim, the question I have is, do we call it a day? It's about an hour that we're now streaming, or do you want to give the
rundown?
The rundown. We have one more question, Scott. I see that I missed. I don't want to take all the time, but I'm wondering what the status of Placer with transition is. Something changed, but now there is no alpha channel. I think the problem is with the background color of the Placer with transition layer, right? So let's see.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if Scott needs or wanted to see the alpha channel, but I think we changed something in the Placer with transition layer to fix something with the alpha channels.
Yeah. So Scott, can you probably post to the forum what exactly your issue is? I think I saw you posting to the forum, right? But I think we should pick it up there then, because
I think sample footage would
exactly.
Be nice
So we need to see what you mean. I can just. So the source should have an alpha channel. Is that what you're saying? Do we have a PNG with alpha right now? I can make one. I can make a
chroma key.
Yeah, remove the background filter. Camera filter, background removal. So now I can make it solo playground. let's see if we can figure out what he means. So let's turn off those things, that one. And now we have the placer with transition. And now if I place that, so what it does, it doesn't, so probably what he means is it should not show the background. So what happens if we turn the background off? Achim, are you still there?
I'm still there, I'm watching.
So if there's no background, then, and I probably think he means that we should see the background should stay, but that's not what placer with transition does, right?
Correct.
Let me see if we have another type we can try for the transition.
So as far as I can remember, we had a problem having both sources. So it's using the layers below and the source. Yeah. Looks correct to me.
Yeah, so maybe Scott, maybe you can you make up maybe a mock-up to show what you mean, how it looks, how you think it should look, because I think as Achim said, the placer with transition is now working as it should, but I'm not sure if that's what you wanted. So maybe we need to consider what the effect is you want to achieve. All right. So I don't know, Achim.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I use Mimo as an external character generator, but it doesn't output on alpha. But it won't output on alpha. I think the placer with transition doesn't. It uses the background to, incorporate it into the. Oh, can we try if we don't have a background? What's happening then? With the alpha, can we see the alpha? Yeah, we can see the alpha here in the output from playground. So if the alpha should be, if I put output just the, let's see, flip. Okay. Okay. See, see? Do you see? It's a black background now. It should not be a black background. That's probably the issue.
Yeah, but this is exactly the problem we had, I guess, because if you flip things and you have it at the front and the back, then it won't cover stuff up. So.
Well, yeah, but the flip works correctly. As you can see, the flip works correctly, but when the flip is done, suddenly I have a black background, which I shouldn't.
Okay. I see. Yeah, maybe if this is the issue, then...
All right. Okay.
Sure.
All right, Scott. Thanks for pointing this out. We now have some homework to do. So, Achim, do we have still time? Do we want to try the getting started?
Sure, I can try.
Should we say goodbye to the audience before we get started? So if you don't want to watch the us trying to create a new getting started video, then I thank you for watching at this point, and we will be back, maybe in a couple of weeks' time with the next Workbench, and there's lots of exciting stuff going on behind the scenes, which I hope we can show you then when we are
whenever you are released.
When we are releasing. So all right, so Achim, I think I will hand it over to you. You can just do the back walkthrough, the walkthrough. I think I will restart the file recording so that we have a separate recording of this.
Actually, I will do the file recording on my machine.
Oh, okay.
Because
So yeah,
by the quality, it's much better, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah. So some comments from the from before we leave to that, we need to get some backstroking here. Thanks, guys, for your amazing work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have Scott here. Love you guys. Thanks so much. Yes, thank you very much. Also, we love you also because all the interesting and cool stuff you guys are doing with mimoLive, which is always a challenge for us, but also what keeps us going. And Steffen says bye from the van office. The van live. You should do a live stream from the van live. We have a tool for that. So okay. Thank you everyone for watching. We will stay online, and Achim will do a getting started walkthrough, and I'll hand it over to Achim.
Yep. So, not quite sure where to start, actually. Turning on my computer, starting file recording. So, file recording is working. Hi, my name is Achim, and I want to show you. Just start over again. Stumbling across the first words. Unbelievable. Hi, my name is Achim, and I want to give you a quick tour about mimoLive. We're going to start mimoLive here. And first, you are presented with the document chooser. There's a bunch of templates you can examine and play with, or even start your own show. For this quick demo, I just start with a blank document. And at the bottom, you will get asked about frame rate and dimensions. I will use the default settings here. You can change them later on your behalf. Let's create a new document. Now this is the mimoLive window, and in it's divided into 4 columns. So I get to them quickly. In the left column, in the first column, there are your sources. Those sources are video files, images, your cameras, audio devices. It could be data from the internet, like social media information. Anything which comes into mimoLive will be shown here. In the second column, there is your layer stack, and this is where you compose your final program. Layers means that each of the layers get on top of each other, and it will create the program out. The third column is the preview area and the parameter area for a specific selected layer in your layer stack. So the yellow ribbon shows which layer is currently selected, and that column will show the preview, and you can control all the parameters here. And in the fourth column, there is the program out. And below there are the output destinations. So output destinations mean that your program out can be sent to different destinations, like live streaming, recording to disk, full screen playout, a lot of other stuff. So this is basically the structure of the document window. And now let's see if we can find some details here. So the basic, the blank document actually comes with a camera predefined. Usually there is already a camera selected, the FaceTime camera, but this computer don't have one. So I need to switch on a camera here. So I can select the video device, and immediately you can see that the placer is picking up the video, showing the preview of that layer specifically, and the program out already shows the camera. There's also a section for the audio device, so you can select a different audio device and have that audio here going with the camera. So adding more cameras or other sources, you press on the plus button here, and you get the list of all the device, the possibilities you have. There is also a mimo call to make a call in. There's an FFmpeg source. You can use FFmpeg to feed in video data to a mimoLive. So there's a lot of stuff to look at. For also a web browser source, a window capture source, and I can't walk through all of them right now, but yeah, let's add a map, for example. I drag it over here to my sources column, and now I can set a map point like Munich. Hopefully will show up here. Here we go. And I can use this. I want to show this in a window on my screen. So I'm searching for a new layer. In this case, I know the name. It's a pip window layer. I can search for it and get it right here. I also can drag and drop it. Make sure to drop it on top of my placer, because it should be shown on top of the placer. Currently, you see there is this live button. It's gray, so it's not showing up in the program out right now. You can see in the preview what it will show. So once we switch it on with the live button, then it will be shown in the preview, in the program out. Now we want to see our map, so I can either select the map in the video source of that placer, or I can drag it over here. Want to resize it, I can use direct manipulation with this within this pip window layer, position it correctly, and when I switch it live with this live button again, now I have my map overlaid over myself. So there are many other layers with a lot of different options and purposes. This is, I guess, one of the important thing to check all of them, play around with them, see what they can do for you, and yeah, make use of them. So one fun thing is, for example, use an analog clock. Just drag it over, and you have an analog clock here in the corner. Position it, resize it as you want. switch it live, and here we go. There's the analog clock. So many parameters of the layers can be directly manipulated within the preview. Some of them are not available at the top, so you need to go and change them here. If you don't want to see them anymore because you finished editing them, you can hide them, and then you have a nice clean view of that. Yeah, output destinations. In the end, there are many output destinations. We can just play out the audio. So this is one of the output destinations that is automatically filled in the blank document. There's a full screen play out. That means to bring the program out to the secondary monitor of your computer. Usually that is connected then to a projector, and you can project the program out to a screen. File recordings, you can record the program out, or you can record a certain video source to a file directly. And also, of course, you can have multiple of those output destinations and record them simultaneously. There's a important streaming output destination to stream to Facebook. We can output the program out to Blackmagic design hardware, which gives you the option to use mimoLive as a graphics generator in Blackmagic design environment. The same goes with NDI, so we can either use NDI as a video source or play out NDI signals. So NDI is basically a video transport over Ethernet, and mimoLive plays well with it. A virtual camera can be used on your computer directly, so that you can use the program out as a camera in a different application, a third-party application like a conference application like Zoom or Skype, and then you can choose mimoLive as your video source and spice up your conference video with it. And mimoCall as an output is a little bit complicated. So in this tutorial, it's more like use it as an input. That makes much more sense. You create a mimoCall and you get a specific mimoCall link, and you can pass this link on to anyone in the internet, and they can open this link in a browser, and then they are connected actually to your mimoLive, and you can use it as a camera, and can use the video feed as a camera, and also of course the audio. With mimoCall you can have multiple guests in your show from different locations, and you bring them all together. So this was a basic overview of mimoLive and its user interface. There is so much more. You need to look at our other tutorial videos and read the manual and play around with it, of course. So have fun, and thank you for watching. Bye bye. So
Okay, thank you. So I think this wraps it up. This wraps it up, I think. Yeah.
It was about 11 minutes, 12 minutes.
Okay. Can you send me the file then? And
Sure.
I can take it from there.
Of course.
All right.
I'm back here.
Okay, thank you very much for this nice overview. And if you're still watching, thank you for watching again, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks with the next installment of the mimoLive Workbench stream.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.